There was some deep, dark things happening at that time that I had to cover up. I had to cover up. I thought I had to cover up, right?
For protecting image, brand, public name. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there was one instance that I remember because, I knew deep down, Yendi, I knew that it wasn't okay. What
The,
was happening was not okay
the
for me.
relationship and the space.
The relationship, the space,
Yeah.
the abuse, everything. And I couldn't find the strength. At that time I didn't think I could find the strength. And I remember there was one time, without getting into much detail, there was one big wake up call for me. It was an incident at her school. And it was as a repercussion of something that she saw that, to this day is still really hard for me to accept because, there's trauma that we still to this day are dealing with, both of us. And I remember I got called in from the principal that day. And that was the day that I said, it's enough. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it on my own, but I can't put her through this anymore. It's not even about me.
She repeated what she saw happen at home.
She repeated what she saw. And then she continued to repeat what she saw. She continued. And still to this day, Andy, we're still working through some of those wounds. Still to this day.
Is it that for you, you didn't want to normalize for her that it's
Absolutely.
okay for people to put their hands on her?
Absolutely, Andy. You are a mommy of a beautiful little girl. She looks up to you every single day to determine who is a woman, what's a woman, how does she act, what does she tolerate, what is okay, what is not okay. If I stayed in that situation and accepted that life for whatever reason, then that would now define for her what is normal. That would define for her how a man should treat her. Oh, okay, so this is the life that mommy has chosen. This means I can choose
accept
that
that
life
too.
and accept.
Yeah.
And as a child of two incredibly beautiful humans who are happily married 38 years later.
Your parents are so bomb, by the way. I remember them from being kids at dancing, and I just love them. They're so bomb.
So, I thought to myself, how could I do that? How could
Yeah.
I now create a cycle that I didn't see for myself? That wouldn't be fair to the child that I've birthed into this world, who is full of so much greatness and has such a big light to shine into the world. And I knew, it's funny. Our body gives us little whispers at first, even from a health perspective.
Yes,
And then it gives us little shouts.
that's right. And then not
Then it
so little
starts to
shouts.
scream
Yeah.
like, sis, you are not okay. Run, run for your life. Go and make a new life for yourself. And so, again, another rock bottom, another difficult couple of years.
And having to do it under the
Scrutiny.
of the public.
Oh, Yendi,
You know,
I can't even. I can't.
Oh,
I don't even have
okay.
to. I don't even have to.
Because we've had
We've
many
bonded
phone
on
calls.
that. We've bonded on those because it's tough, eh?
It's really
It's
hard.
tough, and people are
They forget that
mean.
you're
Yeah,
human
they forget
with
that
a
you're
real
human.
life private
Yeah.
experience.
And human means what? It means that you're not perfect. It means that
Yeah.
you make mistakes. But again, as long as you stay attuned, and for me, it really is stillness, Yendi.
Kami. No, talk truth.
It's stillness.
It's stillness.
Because what I was doing was filling up my life with busyness. It was, I'm so busy, I'm so stressed. I have this one thing, this booking, this shoot, this project, this thing, one after the other, because I'm so afraid of getting quiet, because it's in those quiet moments that the truth really comes.
You have to face yourself.
You have to face yourself, and it's not always nice to face yourself when it's ugly. We don't always want to look in the mirror with a face full of acne, i.e., not just meaning what it represented. Because to me, that's what it represented. another bottom moment in my life where my body was yelling at me from the mountaintops saying, Cam, get out, get out, get out. There's a better life for you.
I'm unhappy
inflamed, I'm
inside.
unhappy.
Yeah.
I'm hurting. I'm traumatized. So, again, first of all, where would I be without Kaylani? I don't know. I look back and I make peace with my past because I feel like it had to happen exactly how it happened, even though sometimes I look back and I'll be like, how did that happen?
Listen now.
How?
I hear that.
But again, you look back and you realize that everything is ordained.
Yes.
Every single thing happens in the way that it needs to happen. It happens all at the right time, the aha moments, the breakthroughs, the lessons, because those are the things that you carry on. And I wouldn't ask for it any other way, Yendi. I look at Kaylani and I know that she looks up to me as her mommy and says, boy, that's my mommy. She's strong, she's resilient, she don't take no ish, right? She stands up for herself.
That part.
So we all have to make peace with our past. Every single relationship in life, whether it's a positive one or a negative one, it's a lesson. Whether it's a friendship, it's a relationship with your parents, it's a relationship with your partner, it's all a lesson. And oftentimes it is here to teach you something that has to be healed. And that period of my life was a lesson. Many lessons of many things that I had to heal, many wounds that to this day I'm so very grateful for. And I'm at a full place of forgiveness, of healing, of also knowing that, boy, everybody is human. We all have to know that everybody is doing the best. It took me a while to really release a lot of the resentment that I had from that marriage and from what I went through and, just that entire journey. But I do look back and just kind of accept that literally everybody was doing their best and continues to do their best. And it's whether or not you are willing to swallow a certain amount of awareness that it takes to look yourself in the mirror. It takes awareness and it takes acceptance.
Yes.
And acceptance is not always hard because that accepting thing, sometimes you have to accept some really ugly things about yourself, and it was Kaylani for me and being Kaylani's mother that gave me the strength to really fully dig deep and accept that, boy, what's happening right now can't continue. And I have a massive amount of healing to do. And this is not just for me, but also for her.